Are you looking for a defensive opening so you can counterattack? This scenario is very possible if you play the Hippo defense. This opening is so defensive it will frustrate your opponents to blunder. In this opening you always get the same structure no matter what your opponent plays, which is very defensive cause you don't leave the 6th rank, but you develop all of your pieces and cancel out their attacks, taking the whole control over the 5th rank. There is zero theory because you can play this against any wide opening. Let's review in game. They play e4 and we play b6. They will try to take control over the center. We will fianchetto our white square bishop. They defend their pawn. We make room for our second bishop. We fianchetto our second bishop. We make room for knight 1. We bring knight in front of our queen. We make room for knight 2. And our setup is finished. Now we being our pawn to stop their dark square bishop. They are smart and they stop our pawn from moving forward. We bring other pawn forward. Now I will show you how they will get frustrated because it's hard for them to attack. In this situation there are 3 common attack moves, all of them ending on their disadvantage. If they play pawn to e5 we take their knight and their king is opened up. If they bring their pawn to d5, we always lock the center. If they play bishop to e4 to attack, we stop them with pawn to b5. This inability to attack will annoy them so they might blunder. You don't need to play in the same order every game. In this position we can play e6 to avoid them from attacking the d5 square. Even the number 1 blitz player Hikaru with the rating of 3,378 played this opening. In this game Hikaru plays grandmasters Zany Global who is rated 2,858. Hikaru starts by making room for dark square bishop. Zany strengthens his center. Now Hikaru makes room for his second fianchetto. Both bishops are fianchettoed. Now Zany tries to do the same. Hikaru is building the Hippo. Zany can't stop Hikaru from building the Hippo. And the setup is finished. Hikaru castles king side. Pawn to h6 counterplay in the king side. Zany brings the rook to take control of the center. The first black pawn to make it to the 5th rank. Zany replies by expanding on the queen side. Which of course Hikaru seizes. This is what the Hippo is all about. You defend until your opponent mistakes. In here Zany mistakes by leaving the center undefended. And in the Hippo defense you guys must play well and wait for these moments. Now you guys will understand how bad a small mistake can become against the Hippo. Pawn to d5. This might look like a good move, white is taking space meanwhile attacking the knight, but this is actually another mistake, cause in the Hippo the bishop was waiting for this, and now the bishop is unleashed. And now Hikaru is attacking the queen. After Hikaru brings the second knight. On his last resort, Zany brings his queen to d1. In this position there is a move that wins for black. I will give you guys time to find that move. Knight to d3. This is the right move. The knight is protected and it attacks the bishop. There are 2 scenarios in this position. If Zany defends the bishop using his rook. Hikaru's bishop in the Hippo was waiting for this moment. The bishop not only takes the knight but also pins the rooks. What if he defends with the queen? It still won't work. Cause after queen takes the knight forks the rook and the queen. And you can't beat Hikaru with low material, so in here Zany resigns. But you are not Hikaru, and your brain is also very small. But that still doesn't matter cause the Hippo is beginner friendly. There are 3 things you must do to be successful in this opening. Avoid bad positions. For example, in a position like this. Before playing pawn f5, because we don't want the knight to come and attack us. Now we play pawn h6 to completely stop the knight. So where to castle in the Hippo defense? Most of the times you would castle in the king side. But if it's wrecked up you have the freedom to castle queen side too. These were just examples. You can learn more about bad positions by your own experience. Watch your opponent. This is very important. Probably more important than this entire video. In this position, what is a good move for black to play? If you said queen takes the free knight, you are not alone. Surprisingly, a lot of players would play this move. And also congrats on being mated. But why did this all happen? It's because you are selfish and you don't predict what your opponent can play. In this position, if you looked for your opponent's move and found a counter for it, this would have never happened. Note, don't be selfish. Look for your opponent's move and try to find counters for it. Third and last point. Practice. You cannot expect to play this opening with zero experience and increase your elo. Predict your opponent's move and find counter attacks. If you are not completely ready to play the Hippo, you can re-watch the video.